Hey there. So you're thinking about buying a home in Georgia. It's a huge step, and we're here to walk you through it. We're going to demystify the whole thing, step by step, turning what feels like a really complex journey into a clear, totally manageable path. Let's dive in. If you're looking at all the steps, the paperwork, the unfamiliar terms, yeah, it's completely normal to feel a bit overwhelmed, especially if it's your first time. You can honestly feel like you're trying to navigate a maze in the dark. But that's exactly why we're here. We're going to take that confusing maze and turn it into a simple, easy-to-read map. By the end of this, you'll get the critical steps, you'll understand the protections you have as a buyer in Georgia, and you'll be ready to move forward with a ton of confidence. So, where do you even start? Before you fall in love with a house online, the real first step is getting your finances in order. And that means we need to talk about pre-qualification.
Look, getting pre-qualified is way more than just a suggestion. It's the foundation of your entire home search. It's your power tool. It tells you exactly what you can afford so you're not wasting time. It breaks down your potential monthly payment. Plus, you get to explore all the different loan options out there. And maybe, most importantly, it shows sellers you're not just kicking tires, you're a serious, qualified buyer ready to make a move.
All right, so you're pre-qualified, and you found it, the one. The perfect home. Now it's time to make an offer. And a key part of that involves something called earnest money. So what is earnest money? Think of it like a deposit that says, hey, I am serious about buying your house. It's a good faith gesture. Now, it's not actually required by law in Georgia, but it's totally standard practice and really shows the seller you're committed. Okay, let's break this down. First, the amount, that's totally negotiable. Second, that money doesn't just vanish into thin air. It gets applied directly to your closing costs. And here's the most important part. It is not a non-refundable trap. Your earnest money is protected, and you can get it back if you need to back out for specific, protected reasons, which we're about to get into right now. This brings us to what is maybe the single most important part of the process for you as a buyer. This is your power play. This is your time to investigate. It's called the due diligence period. So the due diligence period is your time to shine. It's a window of time that you negotiate where you have the option to get the home inspected, research the area, check out the schools, basically do all your homework. It's your chance to make absolutely sure you know what you're buying, with zero pressure. And here's what makes this so incredibly powerful. During due diligence, if you find anything you don't like, and I mean anything at all, you can walk away. You can terminate the contract for any reason or even no reason, and you get your earnest money back, no penalty. This is your ultimate safety net. But wait, there's more. Beyond due diligence, the standard Georgia purchase agreement has even more built-in protections for you. Think of these like little escape hatches if things don't go exactly as planned. The first big safety net is the financing contingency. You know, life happens. Even if you're pre-qualified, things can change. This clause protects you. If, for some reason, your lender denies your final loan application, you can cancel the contract and, you guessed it, your earnest money comes right back to you. Okay, let's talk about a really common scenario that can feel pretty stressful. You offer, let's say, $300,000 for a house, but the bank's appraiser comes back and says it's only worth $280,000. Yikes, the bank won't lend you more than it's worth, so are you stuck? Nope, not at all. You have options. And here are those options, laid out nice and clear. First, you can go back to the seller and negotiate the price down. Second, if you have the cash and you absolutely love the house, you can choose to pay that difference yourself. Or third, you can just terminate the contract, walk away without any penalty, and get that earnest money back. A tough situation becomes a simple choice.
Now, how this protection works can be a little different depending on your loan. For conventional or USDA loans, it's covered by something called an appraisal contingency. But for VA and FHA loans, you have this incredibly powerful thing called an amendatory clause. It basically guarantees that you can't be forced to buy the house if the appraisal comes in low.
Last but not least, let's talk about the pro who's guiding you through all of this, your real estate agent. In Georgia, that professional relationship is actually formalized to protect you, the buyer. It's called an exclusive buyer brokerage agreement. I know, it's a mouthful and it sounds like a lot of legal jargon. But what it really means is that, by law, your agent is required to represent your best interests and only your best interests. It makes your relationship confidential and puts them firmly on your team. So remember,
This agreement isn't just more paperwork. It's the document that legally binds your agent to be your advocate. Their job is to find you the right home, negotiate the best possible deal, and manage the whole process with your goals as their #1 priority.
So there you have it. From getting pre-qualified to signing with your agent, you now have the map. You understand your protections, you know your options, and you get just how much power you have as a buyer in Georgia. So the only question left is, are you ready to start the journey?